All right, so we've had an eventful week, which I'll explain a little bit more later on. I was trying to make it up through here. That way I didn't bust a tire. These ain't cheap. But we got this pretty cleaned up. We're gonna take the skid steer and blade it with the rake to grab some of the materials up. We're in a no burn ban, but the guy that owns this is part of fire department. But we got special permission to do what we can do, since we'll have machines on site, somebody here. But he's getting that second pile down there started, which Brandon, the one that's running it, he's recording with my other GoPro. So we're going to go through here and try to clean up some of this other stuff and kind of push the piles up a little bit tighter. So we're going to go ahead and get these machines going. So go ahead and get these off, and then of course it's in the bind. Got my finger pinched. That's what I hate about these cats, the manuals. I don't know if they're bent. I'm gonna heat them up, bend them out, but we'll go ahead and get this going, and we'll see what we can't do from here. Go ahead and get all this off, and we'll go ahead and start pushing some up, and then he should be here when he gets off work to start pushing with the excavator. All right, so this is a bunch of locusts on this job, and if you know anything about locusts, you know they used to use those for fence posts and anything that would never just go away for a while. He's got this pile going with a leaf blower. I'm trying to push the pile up as close as I can, but also get the dirt out of it. So the closer I can get it, the closer it's going to be on for me. It really needs a dozer in here, but I'm going to try to sift it best I can, kind of clean it up. So trying to clean it up best without trying to rip stuff out and break stuff. So, but I think a couple hours, I'd say at least a day with a dozer, make it look a little cleaner. Gets off work, then he can come in with the excavator and kind of like sift it a little bit, I guess. That way, because we had a little burn spot right here from. That way I can kind of keep it clean, kind of sift through it, because there's a bunch of leaves right there. So the dozer would have been a lot better, but of course somebody's going to complain about me doing something. But how do you think people started out from nothing? So that's how you gotta do it. So what I'm gonna do is let it burn and then kind of push it back. That's how you kind of get stuff going. I think there's some kind of sewage lines out through here, so I gotta be careful. That's why these trees are left. So my plan is to just blade some to keep, since we're in a no burn, and literally there's fire department on each side of us. So, but we're just trying to make a dollar. And then the other day, we was driving to work, you know, so I just driving down, because I got an hour ride to work on, you know, semis and stuff. And well, next thing I know, I was just jamming out. Next thing I know, the little Ford Ranger, she started making some kind of racket, and it bogged down a little bit. So I was like, what the heck is going on here? And well, next thing I know, she just went kablooey. So that's what happens, I guess. Wonderful crap. It's been a rough year. Everybody's, grandma's getting into it. Called me, asked me how to get into it, which is no offense if you watch some ones that do watch. Nothing against you, because you're not in my area, versus the ones in my area calling me, asking me what my prices are. So It's just hard to make it when you got everybody and your grandma asking you what your dang prices are. So, woo! And that way they can, well, then that's when people go asking, who'd you have to come out here? And then they'll say, oh, if it's so-and-so, I know, you know, they don't say that, but they'll say, oh, I know his prices, so I know what I can get out of it. So, it's just hard to make it. We looking like a dozer here. So, we just gonna, oh yeah, that was going, man. Woo-wee! I'm afraid to fall off in one of these little stump holes. Look at that bad boy. By God. So since we come in and bladed, kind of pushed everything up, so she is a going now, so it's not going to smoke out the neighborhoods that's right next door to us. So I enjoy doing this right here. I just wish I got into it a long time ago. But it's just kind of hard when you know, the generation I'm at, trying to make a living. It's kind of hard to the ones that's been doing it since 1900s. And then they're like third, fourth generation in. I can go on about it. Kind of about her sound, I guess. But his little Hitachi's doing pretty good, ripping these big ones up. I mean, better than our little 30,000 pound we'd have, but you know, some days you just gotta do what you gotta do. But I think once we get her going, I need to fix those hoses. They're about to bust out the side of there. Woo! It's like a roller coaster. I'm scared of falling in one of them holes. It ain't gonna be pretty either. I think if he can get that going, and he can get it going, I can kind of let it burn a little bit, and then once I get these piles up, then I can just push these big old wads in there. I gotta cut this tree up. That way I can clean it up a little better. This lot has a lot of locust on it. We're already 6 minutes in, but I don't know how much I'm gonna be recording. It's probably like 17 videos. But there's a lot of locust on here. Locust, they burn forever. He said it's been a whole week of just a small pile he had. It burnt for a week, and it rained and cold, and snowy. So if he can get that sucker going, it'll go. Push that up a little bit more. I've got to get me some tracks, but they're $1,900 a piece, and we doing good to make it. Since everybody and grandma's in our area is doing it now. I need to get a backup camera too. It broke because it was 3D printed junk that they sell aftermarket from Cat. He's gonna definitely have to re-sift that pile with that big excavator. So we got this whole left side, we got the right side, so I'm just gonna kind of make some piles up, and maybe he can crunch them up into a big old pile and grab them, and then kind of throw them on the pile versus me pushing it on the side of the pile. I like to get them stumps burned up too, so, but we'll figure it out. Oopsie. So we're gonna take some pictures and a few things going. That smoke is kind of choking me out this machine, so I don't even know if I'm gonna put the wording in here. But this would be, since this is the fire guys are right next door, they should be out here testing and all that cool stuff. And kind of showing the guys the do's and don'ts, how to start fires. She's going now, so we're just going to do a little bit of blading and all that good stuff, back dragging and kind of pushing, and we'll go from there. Can't get in there to get that debris out. But anyway, we're gonna do what we can do, and we got some storms coming in, so we're gonna try to see what we can't do. So let's get to it. And started pushing. I'm talking about I absolutely hit. I don't know if that's a rock or concrete or limestone or what that is, but I hit that thing so daggum hard I went sideways. But scared the absolute mess out of me. So all I'm doing is pushing all this stuff in a pile, that way I don't have to push as far, and then once I go I just kind of keep pushing, that way all the material goes with it. And kind of cleaning up some of the dirt piles and some of the stump ends. Some of them are pretty big, and some of them I got to clean this stuff out. You can kind of see how over here I've cleaned up, but I'm just trying to clean up best I can, and then just thin it out to where he can bring, because the guy that owns this, I think his grandpa's got a dozer or something like that, he inherited or something, and so he's like a D4 or something like that, D3, but it's a high track. So what I'm doing is I'm just coming in, pushing a little bit, because you don't want to push like 2 miles long. Hit that stump. Yeah, there's. So we're just kind of pushing a little bit, and I'm just trying to not run stuff over. I don't see any stops or nothing. I'm just trying to push just little small sections to kind of get this, like the area pushed, so that way when I start pushing, like trees and logs don't hit, like jab the door and jab the lines and stuff like that, and kind of make a nasty mess. That way it looks clean too. So I'm just doing what I can do, but it's also uneven. It'd been the best for a dozer, but I don't have one. He's got one. My buddy's got one. But we just gonna have to kind of start getting situated to have one. So we're gonna have to just half foot push. I think I can get away with this. Yeah. But he's got his little, I think it's like a 35 horsepower little tractor. So I pushed a bunch of those piles up, but I think he's also trying to push those stump ends, or like the holes and stuff, into a pile. That way it'd be a lot easier for me. It was beating me up pretty good bit. This is what we got going. Not much going on here lately. I think I had somebody call me a while ago for some, so I got to go Saturday to look at it. Oops. There's a stump right there. Woo! Somebody come back and pick it up. Watch this. Look at that. This daggum thing's an excavator. Just rip the whole root system up. So what I do is I go really slow right here, because I don't know what's right here. So I go enough, if something happens, then it don't explode my cylinders and everything else. So I try to get walls pushed, where the excavator probably grabbing one over. Woo! That was scary. Start bobbing a wheelie. At right over here, daggone thing knocked me sideways. I was trying to rip it up, but it ain't doing no good. But it did pretty good ripping that up, pushing it. There's a crater over here. I'm probably fixing to find out where it's at. Ooh. I found part of it. Oh snap! That was rough. That's what sucks about these. They're down low and stuff like that. I can't grab it like I want to, and then it picks up and drops. What I do is flick it and then go back and then try to grab some more. So the customer just told us if we can get it to where it's a little bit clean, he can bring his tractor right here, his box blade, once he gets ready to start building these houses, because that's what he does on the side. Gotta be careful, because you can get back up on something and then jab your radiator out, bust your condenser. So $15,000 worth of damage. That's why everybody's like, oh, you're driving so slow. There's a reason. That's the reason why I do what I do, and that's what you do. Most of the guys, I usually look at their pages and their equipment looks like that daggone a tsunami hit them. Good. It's not a dozer finish, but woo, we'll get her going. Oh snap! There's a rock. Found it again. It's hard to back up when it's so uneven. So we're gonna turn around. I'm tired of my backup camera missing. GoPro's about dead. We got the trucks out here, got the skid steer over here. I pulled the track on, busted my knuckle. But we get the fires going. Smoke killing me. I'm gonna charge his up while I'm riding around pushing this stuff up. So it's pretty, and we got some pretty high winds right now, so we're stopped burning because we got a pretty good bit burned. That's what I did earlier today with pushing, and I knocked the track off on the slower side. So We want to double check everything, double check the track, and probably use it for a little bit. So it's pretty tight. So I'm probably gonna have to get some more because it keeps popping off. That's a good sign to go ahead and bite the bullet, but since it's been a struggle. My Ranger went down. If you've seen my Ranger a time or two in some of my videos, it slung a rod on my way to work yesterday, 5 o'clock in the morning. Well, say it was about 6, but and I lost a bolt in this. Man, it's just stuff falling apart. But so there's the property stake right there. You can kind of see that little orange right there. We're gonna go ahead and find a blade some of this down, and then just push it in a pile. We got this one over here, that one right there, which we're in a no burn ban, but the way this is set up, and there's nothing around here at all that can burn, but it's being controlled. So fire department on each side of us, so they can help us put it up pretty quickly. So, and that's why we're pushing all this stuff up in piles, pushing it in the pile. But now see, it's because the wind's helping us with the burn. So we're gonna have to get back in there and start blading. I mean, this grapple done pretty good grappling, but it's wavy, so when you're going, it's smacking the cab and stuff, but ain't no big deal. So let's clean this up, and then we'll try to push that pile up over there a little bit. So let's get going. everything. We got a few of them over there that's already leaning that way, so hopefully he can dig on this backside and be able to push. But I got this pile over here pushed, so he should be able to snap it. Snap her in half. I think my 30,000 pound would have been all right to bring out here and play around, but I think it's always, you ain't never got enough to, you know, you ain't got never enough equipment, and you ain't got enough. It ain't enough. It ain't never enough. So, but I think once we do a little bit of work to it, we'll be all right. I'm not sure which one he's going to push, or if he's going to come in here and rip these little small ones up to push this big one. He's trying to push on that one. Oh snap! I guess I need to get out of the way. Go cattywampus with the GoPro, because I'm gonna like probably backed up busted radiator. Wow, that's a big one. Timber. That's a big boy. By God. But we are pushing. We getting stuff cleaned up. I mean, I pretty much got this other side, which right here, turn this down, there's a property mark. I think it's behind here, right behind the machine. It kind of like, yeah, it's back there, probably another 5 foot. I think we're cleaning all this right here, which it's thinned out on that top side. I mean, that big, these ain't even big at all. I think these are the biggest ones. They're probably every bit of 80 to 100 foot or a little bit more, but they're like maybe 55-gallon drum size. And but I've already raked up kind of some piles where he can grab it and then track it and throw it to the side. But I've got this other side over here, which, you know, I'll show you shortly, but I'm just kind of coming in and blading and kind of like coming in and then half a grapple and then coming in and hitting the side, just kind of like re-grappling some of the smaller stuff. But like right here, I'm just kind of pushing everything in the pile, because I'm not sure if we're making a second pile right here, because this one's already probably tall as that machine and probably 4 lengths of that, you know, that big 50,000 pound excavator. So I think what he's fixing to do is come over there and rip that up and push it over. So, but we're going to go on this other side next to the road, start cleaning it up, and we'll see how that goes.